If you've ever felt that everyone else is getting opportunities, relationships, success, whilst you're constantly struggling, then this video is for you. What if I told you that luck isn't something that you're born with? What if being lucky is just a way of seeing the world? And what if some of the luckiest people that you know aren't lucky because life favors them, but because they've trained themselves to notice opportunities that everyone else ignores? Today, I want to talk about what luck actually is, why some people seem to have more of it than others, and how you can become one of those people. Most people think that luck is completely random. You got the job because you were lucky, you met the right person because you were lucky, the business took off because you were lucky. And yes, of course, random chance can play a big part in our lives. But here's the interesting part. Psychologists have spent years studying people who describe themselves as lucky and people that describe themselves as unlucky. What they found is really surprising. The people that considered themselves lucky weren't necessarily the ones that had less obstacles in life or less problems. They simply approached life differently. They noticed more opportunities. They were more new to experiences. They talked to more people. They recovered from setbacks faster. And because of all of that, they ended up creating more positive outcomes. In other words, luck wasn't just what happened to them. They were participating equally in it. The story we tell ourselves matters. One thing I've noticed is that two people can experience the same exact situation, but walk away with different conclusions. One person gets rejected from a job and thinks nothing is ever going to work out for me. And the other one thinks maybe this wasn't for me because something better is coming. This is the same event with a different story. The story that you repeat becomes the lens through which you view life. If you constantly tell yourself that you're unlucky, your brain will start looking for proof to support that belief. And over time, you start to believe it more and more. Every rejection, every mistake, every delay, you notice every inconvenience. But if you believe that good things can happen to you, your brain starts scanning for opportunities instead. You become more aware of the possibilities. You take more chances. You notice connections that you would have ignored before. The world has not changed, your attention has changed, and attention is incredibly powerful. Your brain finds what you look for. There is a psychological reasoning to this. Your brain has a filtering system called the reticular activation system. Think of it as a search engine. It constantly decides what information deserves your attention and what is to be ignored. Let's say you're thinking of buying a white car. You will suddenly start seeing white cars everywhere. The cars were always there. You just started paying attention to it. The same thing happens with luck. If you believe life is working out against you, you start to notice reasons why. And if you start to believe that opportunities are everywhere, you will start noticing those too. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means that you need to understand that your focus shapes your experience of reality. The things you repeatedly look for are the things that you repeatedly find. Why gratitude changes everything. So how can we start shifting our perspective, focus, or mindset to look for better things? For me, that would be gratitude. Gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude does not mean you pretend like your life is sunshine and rainbows. It only trains your brain to start looking for things that are going right in your life. When you consistently focus on what's working, your brain gradually becomes more efficient at finding positive experiences. Studies have shown that gratitude practices can boost your mood, increase optimism in a person, reduce stress, and even improve overall well-being. And why is that? Because you're rewiring the brain's tendency to only focus on problems. That is how we're naturally hardwired. You're teaching yourself to notice abundance instead of lack. Surprisingly, over time, it changes how you move through the world. You become calmer, you become more confident, more hopeful, more resilient, and those qualities then also create better outcomes in your life. And it's not because the universe suddenly decided to reward you one day. It's because you started showing up differently every single day. The best habit that I inculcated to introduce more gratitude into my life was gratitude journaling. Every day, you wake up and write down 10 things that you're grateful for in your life. All you have to say is, I am grateful for blank. It could be your morning coffee, a conversation with your friend, your parents, the fact that you're healthy, the fact that you woke up today. The goal is not to create a sense of a perfect life. The goal is to remind yourself that there's already so much present in your life that is grounding and amazing. If you're always focused on what you don't have, you will inevitably always feel unlucky. And when you start noticing what you have, something shifts. You realize you've been surrounded by blessings that your mind was too distracted to acknowledge. There's also a manifestation angle to this that I believe in. Spiritually, the more you proclaim something within your identity, the more you start to attract it from the outside world. If I start to proclaim that I am a lucky person, the universe would reward me with luck. And now let's talk about the consequence of changing your mindset for the better. When you genuinely believe that good things can happen to you, you start changing the way that you show up in the world. If you notice an opportunity, you go ahead and take it. If you see a job opening that excites you, but you're too good for the job, you apply anyways. You send that message. You introduce yourself to a stranger. You take the risk. And you keep going even after you faced any form of rejection. Because you are taking more action, you're creating more chances for there to be positive outcomes from them. It's just a butterfly effect at the end of the day. From the outside, it looks like luck, but on the inside, it is all about belief. Belief influences outcome. Outcomes reinforce beliefs. And that is why people who see themselves as lucky get luckier over time. Here's a challenge for you for the next 30 days. For the next 30 days, stop saying that you're unlucky. Stop repeating the story that life never works out for you. And instead, start experimenting with a different identity. Start telling yourself, I am lucky. And it's not because every day is perfect or that nothing goes wrong, but that you choose to trust that good things happen to you. Every challenge contains a lesson. Every setback is redirecting you to something better. The goal is not blind optimism. The goal is creating a mindset that allows you to recognize possibilities and positivity as and when they appear. The older I get, the more I realize that luck is not just about chances. It is equally about perspective. It is about what you focus on and the meaning you assign to events in your life. It's about whether you choose to see obstacles as proof against you and rather as a part of your journey. Some of the luckiest people in the world are not the ones that have perfect lives. They are the ones that have trained themselves to find gratitude in the middle of uncertainty, opportunity in the middle of setbacks, and hope in the moment that other people would give up. Luck isn't going to find you, maybe you are meant to find it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next, and I wish so much luck for all of you.